Welcome back, everybody, to Playpen Gaming's second installment of its Star Citizen series. This is a video I've wanted to do for a really long time to introduce new players and people who haven't played Star Citizen to what I believe to be the best ship in the game, and it is a ship that I think every group needs to get a hold of, and that is the Anvil Carrack. Now, for those of you who are interested in just seeing the Carrack fly around and interesting scenery and hear me talk, you've got about 5 minutes to do so. For those who are interested in the more boring technical aspects of the interior of the Carrack and all of its features, you can skip ahead to about the 6 minute and 50 mark. And from then on, we're kind of going through station by station, area by area, laying the Carrack out for maybe those who haven't seen it or those who are interested in more information. So one of the things that Robert Space Industries has done is their pledge, and everybody knows about the pledge, and everybody has something to say about the pledge. And I got to agree with a lot of people that the price of the Carrack in terms of pledging is astronomical, and it's not really economical, but it is available in game to buy for 21 million credits. Now that's a lot of grinding, but it's not out of the reach of a group of people or someone who figures out trading and really grinds. So it is an attainable ship, and it's a ship that is very good for group activities. So the thing that makes the Anvil Carrack so special to me is its versatility. It doesn't specialize in any one thing, but due to its role as a deep space exploration ship, it's very flexible. And with that flexibility comes some really awesome capability as well. It has a very large cargo bay, 456 SCU, only slightly smaller than the Caterpillar. It has 4 stations which control 8 size 4 turrets. I have Revenants on my ship. I think the Revenants, their rate of fire, their range is really good for PvP. I really like it. But aside from that, it has a large vehicle bay that can carry 2 Ursa Rover size class vehicles, or 2 rock miners, or 2 of a combination, or it can carry a lot of the smaller stuff. And it's really cool. One of the things, my favorite aspects of the Anvil Carrack, is the medical bay. So for anybody who's ever done cargo runs, especially running diamonds, a lot of those people have been killed at the station where they're getting their diamonds from. Well, the great thing about the Anvil Carrack is you respawn in that med bay. So it can potentially make people ganking your shit and griefing you a lot more difficult. And that's one of my favorite aspects, even if you're doing PvP missions. Somebody dies, as long as they're carrying spare guns, they can simply pop back up and respawn at the Carrack, come back and join the mission. So the flexibility for me is the key reason why the Carrack is one of my favorite ships. I really do like getting in a group of people, we load it up, we put our vehicles on it, we put a shuttle in it, and we go out and we can do all sorts of things with not having to stop at a station, refuel, refit, because it's got large capacity for fuel, large capacity for ammo. And with the different vehicles, it allows us to really go out, land at the different locations, explore, and test all the things right now that Star Citizen has to offer. Now, to be perfectly honest, the Anvil Carrack right now isn't perfect. It has some issues, which are pretty relevant issues throughout the entire game. Some shield holes that it has, some issues with how it calculates damage. It can be very slow in atmosphere. It can be hard to maneuver when you're over your atmospheric maneuvering speed. So if you're using it to haul around your rock miner, looking for deposits, it can be suboptimal. Some of the smaller ships might work better. Some of the smaller drop ships that have vehicle bays, maybe even a constellation, but that atmospheric maneuverability can be suboptimal in terms of hopping around from location to location on the ground. Now, one way to get around that is to use the shuttle for scouting, which is something that we do when we're going around and looking for deposits with the rock miner. We'll have somebody pop out in the shuttle and zoom around in atmosphere. So, there are workarounds for that. But realistically, I think in terms of all of the other ships that currently right now exist in Star Citizen, in terms of its usability in a group, the Carrack outperforms the 600i, it outperforms the Hammerhead, it outperforms a lot of these larger multi-role ships that have vehicle bays, with the exception of the 600i, which does not. And it does all of its roles very well. And so it allows a group far more flexibility to go out and really see what Star Citizen has to offer. So without further ado, we're going to move into the section of the video where we take you through each specific section of the Carrack without running through all the halls to do so. So the next section of the video is going to cover all of the primary functional areas of the Carrack, and we're also going to look at some of the areas of the Carrack that do not yet have their function. Beginning forward on the subdeck, you have the vehicle bay, which can service 2 Ursa Rover class size vehicles or more vehicles of a smaller class size. Moving after the vehicle bay, we have the docking collar on the subdeck, which contains 4 armor storage bays as well as docking access for ship-to-ship and ship-to-station docking, which will be coming in later versions of the game. Located amidships on the subdeck, the Anvil Carrack sports 4 cargo bays, with a carrying capacity of 456 SCU. Future iterations of the game will allow these cargo bays to be individually deployed in flight. Located aft on the subdeck, the Carrack's armory sports 2 weapon and 6 armor storage bays. Located in the forwardmost position on the habitation deck, the flight deck is the lower deck of the Carrack's 2-deck bridge, containing the primary flight seat, 2 co-pilot seats, the avionics suite, and servers that do not currently have a use in the game. Speculation around these servers is that they will be tied to the cartography deck function. Located on the habitation deck, the captain's quarters offer the Carrack's owner a private office, private bed, private shower and shitter, and private storage. The Carrack's mess hall provides the crew a space to get those optimal hydration and nutrition stats. The Carrack's crew quarters offers living quarters for 5 crew members, as well as personal storage, bathrooms, and showers. Outside of the crew quarters is also a rec area that currently has a pool table that does not hold any function. Located amidships on the habitation deck, the Carrack's med bay serves all the emergency requirements of the crew, as well as allowing for crews to set their ICUs and spawn points. Currently, the Carrack's emergency medical table does function to heal your wounds should you get injured during gameplay. This is also the area that serves as your respawn point should you die. Carrack's upper bridge or command deck supports a secondary flight console as well as control for the top forward turret. Also, there is an engineering station on this deck. Located on the technical deck, the Carrack's maintenance suite currently possesses no in-game functionality. Also located on the technical deck is the Carrack's Drum Control Center. Although not having any current functionality, the center provides support for 2 control stations and 2 launch bays for individually controlled drones. Located amidships on the technical deck, the Carrack Shuttle Bay is designed to carry the Anvil Carrack shuttle, although some other smaller ships. Located aft on the technical deck, the Carrack's engineering suite is split between an upper and lower deck, the lower deck being accessible via an elevator from the top deck. The lower deck contains all of the modules necessary for the Carrack's flight, as well as access to 2 fuel tanks, the port and starboard. While currently possessing no in-game functionality, the Carrack's engineering suite will eventually lend players access to the modules and upgrades installed on the Carrack. This access will grant players the ability to maintain and upgrade, install or uninstall all the various components necessary for the ship's flight. One of the more interesting aspects of the Carrack is the cartography deck. Although currently possessing no capability, cartography is inferred to intend a Carrack's ability to map planets and star systems. This ability to map will greatly enhance the Carrack's capability as an exploration vessel in the future. As well as housing the cartography suite, the cartography deck also houses the topmost airlock access to the Carrack. Now, let's talk about turrets. The Carrack possesses 4 individually operated turret control positions. These positions are the aft belly turret, the top forward turret, and the port and starboard side turrets, which are accessible from the technical deck. Each turret location controls 2 size 4 cannons. I personally on this Carrack have 2 size 4 revenants on each turret control station. I think they are the best for PvP and the best mix for PvE as well. The obvious downside to these revenants is that they use ammo. They don't just use energy from your power plant, they actually have an ammo counter and you do have to refill it. However, in terms of raw DPS, the revenants offer the best in terms of range and DPS and shredding capability for PvP if you run into those odd griefers while you're out in space.
Anvil Aerospace. Anvil Aerospace. All systems online. Anvil Aerospace. All systems online.
Guys, so I really appreciate you stopping by. If you've made it this far in the video, I'd like to tell you to push that like button, push that subscribe button. If you didn't know, we're also on Facebook, facebook.com/playpenstreaming. And again, thank you for coming by. I hope you liked the video. We're going to be putting out more videos in the future, more on Star Citizen, more on different games. So go ahead and smash that like, smash that subscribe.